Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your boy Beaky with the Elder Scrolls Legends Central and the Untitled Game Show. And for you guys today, let's go over the brand new update 69 coming from Bethesda and Direwolf on December 14, 2017. It's going to be making big impact to Ram Scout and some other aggro type decks. Even though Ram Scout's really not aggro, but I'm just going to include it in there anyways because Ram Scout is like so powerful that sometimes I even seen people just turn the table and like, yo, I can go aggro too. I got so much magicka. Let me throw down these spine of the Elder Bloods and just go face. But what's actually happening here is quite interesting because the cards like His Grove right over here is getting a little increase in magicka cost. So His Grove is going from a 3 magicka to 4, and the developer basically saying that Ram Scout right now has over the last month has been getting an increase in win rate. So it's not just something like, oh, a lot of people are playing Ramp, it's getting popular, obviously, but the win rate for Ramp has been going up over the last month, and I think it's even been going up as well with the return of Clockwork City, with cards that have been released actually definitely helping out Ramp Scout as well, more or less than hurting it in my eyes. Definitely there are some things out there that hurt it, but changes like these definitely should improve the game. What I think is interesting about this is instantly you can't drop this on Ombo. You're not going to be able to drop this on turn 3 now, and then on the next turn, if you have the Ring of Magicka, be able to drop down a Throne Hiss Mage. So that combo that a lot of people is used to doing is on turn 3, drop out Tree Minder or drop out His Grove, then turn 5, the Throne Hiss Mage. Now you break the Ring of Magicka on your turn 4, and then you play out Throne Hiss Mage. Is not something we've seen as constantly anymore. What might actually happen is, though, we go see His Grove into Spine of the Elder Blood, if once again, if you have the Ring of Magicka, and then break it and go ahead and play that out right there. But some decks nowadays don't even bother playing Spine of the Elder Blood because it's not a card you 100% need in ramp decks. But it's be interesting to see what happens with something like Spine of the Elder Blood and other cards that automatically get included. Now I understand why they're doing this change, like making it cost a little bit more in the early game doesn't mean that the opponent can't be ramping as fast to really get so much ahead of you early game. It's going to take a little longer, a little more time to go ahead and play this out. But I definitely might be able to see, like, you know, you play Tree Minder on turn 3, then you play His Grove on turn 4, then turn 6, you know, because you have turn 5, but it'll be like you have way more magic than that. You have 7 magic. You might play Throne Hiss Mage, or you might play Spine of the Elder Blood if you're still playing ramp decks. But it still is all really, it's going to throw things in the hissy because, well, Throne Hiss Mage is not going to be able to stay on the field as long anymore because it's now dropped down to 4 health. Now, I think this is so good. Like, this was super needed in the game. Like, there's been so many times that I'm just like, oh god, they ramped already. This card's gonna get powerful the next turn because the opponent's gonna gain magicka, and this thing has 5 health. It's so much harder to take out early game. If your opponent already has more magicka than you, trying to take something out that you're not able to summon enough strong enough creatures to really hit this stuff with 5 of damage before turn 5 in most cases for many decks. I mean, there are decks out there, really aggro decks, that you could get 5 damage creature out by turn 4. Definitely you could do that, are enough creatures to do that, but you don't want to use 2 creatures to take out 1 Throne Hiss Mage. In most cases, you don't want to do that. That's a loss for you as a player. And not being able to take it out with Lightning Bolt definitely did suck in the past. So now it's accessible to Lightning Bolts out there, 2 Fire Bolts. So that's definitely making it more removable, so it's not as big of a threat as it has been in the past. And I think this is a very fair nerf here. It's not something that breaks the card in any way. It still has its effect. It's still gonna get more powerful, but at least it can be taken out as easier than it has been in the past, especially if you get it on the field early enough. If you're like, if I'm playing against you, get it early enough, you're still gonna get its effect, and it's gonna be definitely still a threat. So I think this is really cool little nerf right here, and I think it's actually bigger to me than actually the His Grove, because when I'm playing people with His Grove who know how to play the card, a lot of my opponents nowadays who are trying to get His Grove out seem to wait. They used to wait till late. They have other ways to ramp, and they wait to play His Grove till late game to go ahead and actually make sure that they get those big Leviathans out of His Grove. So some of the more expert players will more or less now put out the His Grove at turn 3. They'll prefer wait out, and because they don't want to just play it out and then lose momentum the moment it gets removed, because there's so many new removal cards in the game, like y'all Archer out there in the red. If you're playing the neutral, like, you know what I'm saying, there's so much removals in the game, so it's like right now I don't want to actually lose His Grove so early. So that's something to think about right there. Let's talk about another way that ramp has definitely got affected in this update right here. Cover my face. This card has just taken the dive for me, guys. I would love to know your guys' opinion, but Thieves Guild Recruit was basically one of those auto-include in many decks. It was just one of those top-tier cards in green. Agility had the ability to make costs of creatures 7 or lower drop down by 2. It was excellent for that, and I really used that effect to the best of my ability. And then at the same time, if it didn't, if it didn't drop down the cost of a creature, then at least you still got to draw a card. So if you're still going to use this card mainly as ways to draw out more cards while putting a creature out, because you play a creature and then you're getting a card back, great. But if you were playing this card specifically to get down Blood Magic Lord, Unstoppable Rage, which we're going to be talking about because that was nerfed as well, Unstoppable Rage, Parthenx, whatever it might be, if you were really trying to play this card, 3 of these in your deck to reduce this cost of certain cards that you wanted to play earlier, well, now you're going to have to really think about, is it worth it? Now, this is only going to be reducing those cards that are 7 or high by 1. 1 is like not enough. Like playing a turn 5 Unstoppable Rage was super amazing. Like you being able to drop down Unstoppable Rage just a 5 Magicka, which once again we'll talk about that very soon. It was amazing. That was unbelievable. That had me win. Like when I was playing a very breakthrough heavy deck, I had me win games very quickly because of a situation like that. But now it's dropping down to only 1. It's like, or even like Testcat at 7 was really powerful, and it's very aggressive decks as well. If you're playing an assassin deck and you're playing with something like this, was really great. But now it's like, you get to keep cards in your hand, but this is not that powerful of a creature on your own. Like if you're playing an item deck where maybe you put items on this and it gets powered up, or if you're playing Meme Stone, Monday Stone, and you're just going to have a keyword, maybe lethal, and that's where you're going to play it. So it's really going to come down to the player's decision. Like, do you want to put a creature out there that's going to draw your card and potentially reduce the cost of a high-cost creature? Or are you just playing to reduce the cost of a high-cost creature, which is mostly what I was doing with this card. It was not about drawing the card. Like, for me, it was about, I'm going to get something cheaper. Like, that's what I really wanted it to do. And definitely many decks, there's other ways to draw out cards that might even benefit you more. If you're playing, like, I'm just saying with a red, you got Rapid Shot as a 1 Magicka cost card that actually deals damage and draws your card, could kill a creature. Might be better off to add that. And there's other ways to draw cards as well in the agility attributes. So it's going to be interesting to see what people do. It's like it's all going to depend on how you build your deck, what type of deck you're playing, if you're going to be playing this deck in your deck. It's like it's not going to be an auto include in many decks, maybe like Ramscout that it has been in the past, where if you're playing those late game Parthenx and you're playing Tazcat, you're playing Red, Barana, and you're playing all those cards, like, this is not like, I'm just going to throw this in there if it gets one of those cards reduced. Great. Now it's going to be like, what else can I replace this with? And that's what I'm going to like to see what people do with that one. So, there you go. That's been what's been changed for Ramp. I think it definitely is going to be significant, especially with throwing Hiss Mage being able to take out a little earlier, and Hiss Grove being a little bit higher cost. The Hiss Grove higher cost, like I said, some players seem to be really good at this game, knows to wait to use Hiss Grove if they're ramping Magic other ways, they know to wait until they could definitely get to the point where they're going to make sure that Hiss Grove actually activates late game, and they're not going to play it out early game unless they're just starting your hand and play it out that way. They need to ramp to actually have the match go to where they can defend themselves. But let's keep moving on from there and talk about Ulfric Housecarl. So we're going to talk about aggro cards. So this is the other interesting nerfs this time. Now, why I think this one's kind of interesting here, guys, is because plain and simple, if you thought like nerfing Ramp Scouts from getting ahead of these, the aggro is not going to really be that able to counter it depending on the type of deck. So Ulfric Housecarl was one of those cards that was able to really put pressure on you no matter what type of deck you were facing against him. If your opponent had enough creatures out, your opponent's breaking runes, and if you're not playing like a Prophecy Battle Mage where you're going to get a card every single time they break a rune, your opponent's getting a card back as they're breaking a rune, keeping their hand healthy, they're on a better curve with you. They have more cards in their hands than you, and they probably have more creatures that have high attack on the field than you. And this card was being able to survive with that 4 health. Now it's more accessible to take out. Crushing Blows could deal with this. So if you're playing like a neutral deck, let's say a Dwemer neutral deck, where you're not going to be playing any other types of removals, now at least you could Crush and Blow this. Now, why I mention this is like, you guys know I love Dwemer decks, and I've had a situation like, god damn it, my opponent goes ahead and plays a Housecarl, and I can't freaking take care of it because I don't have Lightning Bolts or don't have Piercing Javelin. I have Crushing Blows, and well, my Crushing Blow on turn, if it's my turn 4, I can't freaking just destroy this immediately because it's just not enough. It's gonna be left with 1 freaking health, so it's kind of annoying. And then my opponent's gonna put out maybe some Northern Firebrands to take care of my creatures because early Dwimmer deck doesn't. I'm just giving you guys an example with my Dwimmer cards. But overall, I think this is a good one. I think this makes it a little bit more easy to get rid of this card, which definitely was an annoyance. And for this card's ability, I think this is fine. Like, I mean, guys, it was every time a rune is broken, you drew a card. For a card like this, it's this really powerful effect in an aggro type deck, especially for Crusaders, that I think it's okay that this got a nerf. I'm really okay with this one all around. Next up is a card that I really did not feel. I know why the developers did it, but I just did not think it was needed. And overall, yes, by using this, your opponent could win by turn 5, turn 4. Like, I've seen many decks with Orc Clan Captain, with Northern Firebrands, and I actually was okay with those strategies. Like, you know, when I was facing against a strategy like that, and I saw that my first starting hand wasn't correct to defend against that, or have the right removals, or the right way to deal with that, it sucked, but I knew, like, okay, that's a legitimate aggro type of strategy. And I just really think this card was fine. I really think 2 Magicka for what it does. For me, I'm okay with heavy, fast aggro winning by turn 5, turn 4, even turn 6. You know, I was okay with that, especially when including with this in Orc Clan Captain and the Northern Firebrands and other ways to deal damage, Relentless Radar. And I didn't really feel like this. I don't really feel like this needed to go up in cost. I don't know if it's going to stop anybody from playing it. I really don't think so. I don't think the one more Magicka cost is going to make this card detrimental. But I guess, you know, just according to what I was reading from the developers' post, they don't want that to happen as well. They want the games not to go crazy long, but they don't want people just be like, turn 5 win. That's it. You really couldn't counter it. That's that. Oh well. Oh well. But hey, if they want the matches to go longer, that's fine. I just think that's going to be interesting to see what people do with their red decks and see how they build it to keep pushing pressure really quickly, because now on turn 4, you're not going to be able to play out 2 Northern Wind Outposts. That's something I usually do. I like on turn 4, boom, boom, drop 2. That gives all my red creatures +2. That was amazing play. Now we'll take to turn 6 if you're going to play both of them, or you're going to have to play one on turn 3, then on turn 4. So now it limits your chance of how much creatures you're going to be summoning right away. So this really does affect the way those decks were played, because you're not going to be able to put out as many as quickly as you have in the past. So just can't wait to see what this happens with this one right here. Alright, and the one that I'm definitely crying about inside, because it's literally become one of my favorite cards over the last month, and the developers have realized that. Like, Unstoppable Rage win rate has gone up a lot over the last month, and I'm somebody who started using Archer Rage consistently because of the fact that it just works so well at 7 Magicka. Once again, it was a situation where I was playing with Thieves Guild Recruit, and one of my main things was to get Archer down to 5. Like, that was my main card I wanted to get dropped down. I wanted to get Thieves Guild Recruit to hit Archer, get it, Unstoppable Rage to get down to 5 Magicka, so I could use it even earlier. So now I'm not, like, my Archer decks, I'm like, I'm not going to be putting Thieves Guild Recruit in there, because that's what I was using it for. It wasn't for draw cards, because I have other ways to draw cards. I'm not going to be using this as much, because the 1 cost reduction will just make it back down to 7 as much. But I did really like when I was able to, like, you know, like if I was playing a Crusader deck, you know, your turn 9, you were able to play out Ravenous Hunger. Ravenous Hunger is a 4 attack that has Drain if your opponent has a creature in the other lane. So Ravenous Hunger, I played that out at 9 Magicka, and I could combo this right away. So the developers don't want people to be able to combo too many cards the same turn anymore with Unstoppable Rage, and I can understand that. It definitely sucks. A lot of combos as well was like a 4 Magicka combo, because if it was when it was at 7, you know, 7-3, and if you have Werebat, right? So if you Werebat, you play the Werebat when you have 11 Magicka, and then use Unstoppable Rage. Now that's gonna be a turn 12 combo, like, you know, you have to, or a 12 Magicka combo right there, which is gonna be definitely harder to pull off depending on what type of deck you're facing against, because getting up to 12 Magicka in a non-ramp deck, it means you have to at least play 12 turns. Like, you know, you have to survive for that long. Will this make me stop playing Unstoppable Rage? I really don't think so. I don't think this is going to stop too many players from playing Unstoppable Rage, because there has been times where I don't play it when I have exactly 7 Magicka. I will wait till the right moment to use it. It's just eliminating the same turn combos, and that definitely does suck. It definitely is going to take a little bit more finesse and being very much correct on when you want to do this. And also, this definitely affects those people who are playing Child of Hersine. So that whole Child of Hersine combo, if you know, turn 6, you drop Child of Hersine, turn 7, you play Unstoppable Rage, you go ahead and win the game. It's not going to be that simple anymore, because Child of Hersine, yes, will still be a turn 6, you know, 6 Magicka cost, but now with it being 8, unless you reduce Unstoppable Rage, you're not going to be able to pull that off right away. Are you going to wait till turn 7 to play Child of Hersine? Who knows? We're just going to wait and see. So some things are gonna change here. For me, it's still gonna be definitely played in many of my decks, but it's gonna be like, oh, my combos I like to do just like a little bit more it's gonna take one more turn to pull off some combos that I want to play right from hand. Unstoppable Rage into a card, whether it's Giant Bat, what you know, the Giant Bat combo is a turn 10 combo. You know, you have 10 Magicka, so you play Giant Bat, which is a 3 Magicka card, into Unstoppable Rage, you gain a bunch of health. Yes, it's only 2/2/2, but if you need that health, it works out quite well. Or if you were to play into a lethal creature, you know, before you were able to play at turn 9, Fighters Guild Recruit, which is lethal. Fighters Guild Recruit, boom, clear a whole lane. Now that's a turn 10. You know, like all those little things are very important. Just like one more Magicka cost could make combos like that not be that much viable. So it's gonna be fun to see what people do to either try to reduce Unstoppable Rage's costs or just make other creatures that we didn't think of comboing Unstoppable Rage with work out. So still gonna play the card. Still think its win rate is amazing, and I don't see any reason to stop playing it with breakthrough creatures to win the game and just playing it with Giant and just like wrecking the field. So I understand it. They don't want to see people just play from hand. Your opponent can't do anything and just do an instant comeback or instant win. It's annoying when that happens, but it's the way things are. Also, just a little aside, Unstoppable Rage over the last month has definitely got me to start playing Skirmisher Elixir that much more than I have in the past. I really feel like people need to go back to Skirmisher Elixir if you're playing with Unstoppable Rage. It's such a key card for me, and like you don't need to have 3. I just mean like 1 Skirmisher Elixir and just keep it there for that right moment to give that creature that might not have breakthrough to just go ahead and just Unstoppable Rage and just win the game. It's just so much fun. I love Skirmisher Elixir and Rage, and can't wait to keep on playing it. These nerfs are definitely going to be impacting the meta. I think certain cards are not going to be played as much. I think Thieves Guild Recruit is probably the one that's going to be most interesting to me personally, just because I want to know how people are going to try to incorporate that in their decks going forward. Are they just going to want to get a card draw? You know, if you play a card, you get a draw card, reduce a card by 1. I don't think the reduction by 1 is all that important on certain creatures. Yes, it's great. I'm not saying it's bad, but certain creatures is like, that 2 was essential. And then on top of that, for me personally, with Unstoppable Rage, whereas I wanted Unstoppable Rage as a 5 Magicka, now it's just 6 is like, nah, not saying 6, just go down to 7, because it's only reducing by 1 with these guild recruits. Like, I don't know. So there was a bunch of other bug fixes and stuff like that, but I'm not going to go into that directly into this video. I'll link to the post from the developers in the description and on the comments down below, so you guys can check that out. Just my opinions on these nerfs. Share your own in the comment section below. I know most people are probably going to be excited about the ramp nerfs, because I know some people complain about Ram Scout a lot. So sure, people are glad to see the Hissgrove nerf, which, if you don't know this, Hissgrove used to even be more powerful, guys. It used to be, this is like the second time this card has been nerfed already. So Hissgrove was one of the most powerful monthly reward cards ever. So it's unbelievable that this card has gone through 2 rounds of freaking nerfs. That's how powerful Hissgrove has been to this game. Till next time, like if you like it, dislike if you dislike it. This has been Beaky with the Untitled Game Show. I'll be back with more videos soonish. I've been stuck playing VR Fallout. If you haven't noticed, I'm kind of a Fallout fan. Just a bit of a Fallout fan. And Fallout 4 came out on VR, and I've already put in the first day I played, I put 7 hours in one sitting in virtual reality. Yeah, I don't get motion sicknesses or any of that stuff, so I'm one of those people that's lucky like that. And the game works fine on my system with my GTX 1070, so I'm like great graphics, great, like it runs great. I don't know why, just yeah. So I've been like my first day I put 7 hours, and I put in hours more, and mods are available in VR, so I have my mods working in VR. So I'm like really geeking out right now playing Fallout 4 in VR. It's amazing with the mods and everything. So I'm like, that's taking over my life. So Legends right now is in the back burner a little bit, because this is like Fallout's my favorite series when it comes to like the Bethesda games. So yeah, sorry about that. So Legend content is coming again. Just give me a week to play Fallout and just enjoy this for myself. It's really just for me. That's why I haven't even put out no videos of it. It's really just my favorite gaming series when it comes to Bethesda games. So I just want to play it and enjoy it for me. Till next time, later guys. It was fun doing this video.